Life of education is funny, but I've come to realize that the most indispensable first step to getting the things you want out of life, and even education, is deciding what you want. Ask yourself what you want to experience, acquire, and even have in this journey of education. One reason why most people don't get what they want in life is because they haven't decided what they want. They haven't defined their desires in clear and compelling details. Inside of every individual, there is that tiny seed of you that you are meant to be. Unfortunately, you may have run away from this seed in response to the environment, which includes people like your teachers, parents, coaches, and the so-called role models as you are growing up. As a baby, trust me, you knew exactly what you wanted. You knew when you were hungry, you spit out the foods you didn't like and ate the best that tasted good. You had no trouble expressing your wants. You cried loudly without holding back. You knew when to get fed, chained, held, and rocked. As you got older, you crawled around, moved towards whatever held the most interest of you, without fear. Fear was never your portion. You never understood risk, but you embraced it. Somewhere along the way, someone said, "Don't touch that. Stay away from there. Keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands off that. Eat everything on your plate. Whatever you do, make sure you don't get to this place." All these touched the you, the small seed inside you. Some people thought that you don't really feel that way. You don't really want that. They made decisions over everything. And they started interfering with whatever you wanted in life. They told you should be ashamed of yourself. Stop crying. Don't be such a baby. This was spoken from the environment. Guess what? The tiny you began to coil and freeze. As you got older, you heard things like, "You can't have everything you want simply because you want it. Money doesn't grow on trees. Don't be so selfish. Can't you think of anybody but yourself?" You heard all this. Now, after many years of such sanctions, most of us lost touch with the needs of our bodies and the desires of our hearts, and somehow got stuck trying to figure out what other people wanted us to do. We learned how to act, behave in order to get their approval. Hence, we found ourselves in careers that were never meant for us, just to please them. Some of you have actually been so frustrated in whatever they do currently. So as a student, in the name of being sensible, we end up becoming numb to our own desires. No wonder when you ask teenagers today what they would want to be or what they want to do, they honestly answer you, "I don't know." It's true, it is not their fault. There are too many layers of shoulds, ought tos, and you'd betters that are piled on top of their heads. They do not know what to do with themselves. The confusion is too much. So how do we reclaim ourselves, or how do you reclaim yourself back to your true desires? How do you get back to what you really want without fear, shame, or inhibitions? How do you reconnect with your real passion? Ladies and gentlemen, we have to go back to our baby self. Get back to your baby self. Review your desires and go for them without fear or favor. The true desires of your heart is in your hands. I rest my case.